So what we're looking at here is a washing site. Minerals come from the mines and they need to be graded, sorted and cleaned before they can actually be sold. Behind the washing site you can see some of the buying houses where they eventually go. So the first step really is that they're dug in the mines, they come here to be graded and washed. That can be done by people on an independent basis who just get paid for doing that work, or they can work specifically for particular teams. The whole length of the river that you can sort of see in the background here, there are spots where there is washing occurring at various points along that to generate the materials to go into the maison d'achat, the buying houses. One of the big problems, of course, is that this river is also used for washing clothes, for drinking, for washing children, and as the minerals are washed, obviously it's putting a high level of pollutants into the water, which is a huge health issue for the community as well. So, as we go down, it will be clear that a lot of the people working here are women and children. It's a feature of the mines here that actually women are not allowed to mine, to actually dig in the sites. And there's a superstition that women will actually cause the copper to disappear. But if you speak to some of the mine owners, they have the rather more pragmatic reason that women are a bit of a distraction for the diggers and they'd rather that they worked a bit harder. But the women are allowed to transport and to wash and to grade material. They often bring young children with them, which is one of the main causes for the presence of children in the mines and at the washing sites. So what you'll see down here, the majority of the workers down here will be women and children. So this is just one site of many. It's a Tuesday morning, so there's a lot of children here who should be in school, who are not. One thing that we have found here is that in Kolwezi, is that a lot of the children will work in the mines either in the morning or the afternoon, and work and actually attend school in the morning or the afternoon. So just because they're here doesn't mean that they don't go to school, but it certainly does mean that they are doing an activity which is effectively illegal, as it is illegal for anyone under the age of 18 years to work in the mines in Congo. So let's go and meet some people. We're here with Jacques, who's working from a local NGO called Paraclete as part of the PAC team doing some survey work on the conditions for the artisanal miners here. So Gracia and Decap. Gracia and Decap are both orphans, so they actually are probably living with in-laws or uncles or some other relatives, but it often does occur that children who are either from a child-headed household or who depend on other family members other than their parents are the ones who are not in school.
Ils trouvent toujours ce petit en train de travailler ici. Jina ko ni nani?
Merveille. This is Merveille, which means marvelous. And he is an orphan, and apparently he's a regular in terms of working in the mines. He's 6 years old, and he's been working in the mine probably for a few years already. He's an orphan. They also carry material from the mines. They're also transporters. This is one of the most dangerous things that the children can do, because the rock that they carry are extremely heavy, and this actually is very, very bad for growing bodies, because they're carrying kilos and kilos worth of sacks of rocks to and from the mines, to and from the market, and that's extremely bad for their health, quite apart from the other, as you can see, unsanitary conditions in which they work and all the other issues that they have to face here.
Ça va.
Est-ce qu'ils sont des frères, des cousins, des amis?
Est-ce que beaucoup n'ont pas Rafiki, Babuku, Banani,
Just des amis. He is sorting through the waste material in the river here. His objective by the end of the day is to get around 3 kilos of material, for which he'll get paid a small amount of money. Something that's quite interesting here is that the children who sell here sell to traders on site, and the traders will buy their material, even if it's very low grade, almost as an act of charity to help some of the poorest children out. So rather than seeing them necessarily as profiting from the labor of children, they're actually finding a way to give them a small amount of money, because what the boys are producing here is not really going to make a big dent on the international market. This is, it's fairly low grade, and over the course of the day they're only going to have a very small amount. But particularly the orphans and the ones who don't have anyone else to help them, they get helped out a bit by the traders. So once you leave the washing area, the minerals are taken up the hill here, and the entire street along here is lined with maisons d'achat, the buying houses. They're from different nationalities, a real mix. There's Chinese buyers, Lebanese buyers, Congolese buyers. So here we have some minerals just being hauled up the hill, heading down So they're taking the material up now to the trading center. This is the vehicle of a transporter who has brought some material from the mine, from one of the washing sites, and dropped it here. They're actually loading graded sets now. So once the material arrives here, they come for breaking up, which the people doing in the background, and grading. There's somebody here who actually mixes the different grades to get it all to one level, because once it gets to the processing unit, it needs to be as standard as possible. It then comes here to be weighed on this machine, and finally goes through to the trader. There you go, who's actually waiting to buy it. So they'll calculate the weight, they'll calculate the grade, they'll make an offer. If somebody's not happy with that, they can go and contest it, but most people accept it because this is a very well-established buying house with a well-established clientele, and according to the price of the day, they will actually make an offer and make a sale. So that's the process when we actually get to the buying house. From here, the material will go to a processing unit. It will go to a foundry, of which there are very many, both here around Kolwezi, on the road to Lubumbashi, in the town of Likasi, and in Lubumbashi. It's actually now illegal to sell raw material, so everything has to get processed before it leaves the country.